Alright everyone, time for the final episode review of the day, which is Papa's Cabin. Despite the fact that Hank Landry is a prime suspect for Keith, Landry reassures Veronica that she could still be his protege. Keith continues to question Mindy O'Dell, citing inconsistencies in her testimony. Mindy says that the other man arguing in her room was the dean. She also says that Hank could have been the murderer, as she was not in the area at the time of the murder. Keith enters Veronica's criminology class and arrests Hank. Keith questions him as well, and he says that Mindy set him up with the blood on his clothes, noting that he went to a convenience store before driving home. However, Keith puts him in a cell, where he's visited by Tim Foyle, and Hank tells him to find the bug that was placed on his phone. Later, Veronica sees Tim breaking into Mars investigations, trying to find the bug, and Tim effectively enlists Veronica's help. They visit the convenience store with no luck for the time being. Wallace sees Logan and Parker having lunch together and tells Veronica, but she doesn't seem upset. Mindy buys a boat at the local pier. Keith and Veronica receive the news that Mindy has left town. Veronica and Tim investigate Hank's alibi further, and it checks out, leading to his release. Veronica and Tim find secret phone recordings kept by Hank. Veronica brings Keith the CD, but informs her that Hank has disappeared as well. We see Hank showing up on Mindy's boat. Listening to the phone calls, Veronica notices Mindy and Hank talking about a place named Papa's Cabin. They investigate the most recent phone calls made by Hank and find that his alibi was faked. He was helping the witness's son escape foster care. Keith comes up with the idea that Papa's Cabin has something to do with Ernest Hemingway. Keith visits the cabin, a retreat in Mexico, before boarding the motorboat. He finds Hank, who says that he was working with her to kill the dean. He says that he and Mindy had a fight, and Mindy fell overboard. We see Mindy's body washed up on a beach. With Landry arrested, Tim takes over the criminology class. The class starts to discuss the Dean O'Dell case, with Tim giving a broad overview of the subject. However, Veronica asks several questions to him which he does not answer very well. Veronica suddenly connects the dots and says that Tim committed the murder in order to frame Hank, who denied him a job opportunity. Tim is arrested and confesses to the murder, while Hank is being tried for manslaughter and the death of Mindy. Keith and Veronica share dinner after solving their cases. Nice. So now let's take a look at the production of this episode. Papa's Cabin was written by John Enbom and directed by Michael Fields, marking Enbom's 16th and penultimate writing credit, and Fields' 7th and penultimate directing credit for the series. Papa's Cabin features the final appearance of Hank Landry, played by Patrick Fabian, making it the closing installment of an 8-episode arc. The episode reveals that Tim Foyle was the actual killer of Dean O'Dell, a mystery which had been the focus for the show for 6 episodes. Jordan had previously played a janitor named Lucky in Season 2. His new character is always meant to act as a foil to Veronica. In fact, scripts initially named Tim Foyle simply as Foyle, F-O-I-L, for this reason. The nickname stuck, and his full name was chosen as a pun on tin foil. The episode was the final installment of the series to air before a 2-month hiatus, temporarily losing its time slot to Pussycat Dolls Present. In a cool news, consider the CW's short description of the episode to be evidence that Veronica and Keith would continue working together, despite the fact that he had recently become interim sheriff. Thomas enjoyed Fabian's performance in the episode, arguing that it was an example of the actor's scene stealer quality that led Thomas to initially cast him after his appearance in an episode of his earlier series, Cupid. The scene in which Keith boards the ship on which Hank is located was difficult to film because there were limited daylight filming hours. The crew thought it was important for the audience to see the waves in the ocean. However, they were able to finish filming the scene within the course of one day, so the crew made a quick decision to place a makeshift blue screen as part of the background for the interior of the boat. It was intended that the blue screen be edited in post-production in order to represent the ocean, but upon learning that this change would cost millions of dollars, the crew decided to forego the alteration and instead pass off the blue screen as a tarpaulin. Jordan had to wear a wig and a fake goatee for the episode. Thomas described Jordan's one-word response to the question, "Do we look like smoke?" as the best quip of the season. Tom was also laudatory toward Jordan's character's reactions toward Veronica about events he secretly already knew, such as when he hears a voicemail from Hank not recommending him for an internship. He thought that he played the lie realistically, but when could see through his facade upon a repeat viewing. Because the Dino Del storyline was 6 episodes instead of the initially scheduled 7, so plot strands had to be removed from the final episode and story arc. So overall, I think this episode is pretty good, and I like the fact that it wraps up the Dino Del murder case very, very nicely. So, yeah. So overall, I give Papa's Cabin 5 marshmallows out of 5. Anyway, tune in next time as we wait till the next episode on American Graffiti. So, until then, remember everyone, the game's afoot.